She's over. O-V-A-H. Over. Oh, again. That's what you said last week, Kim, and the week before. Really? You're the girl who cried wolf, Kim? Look at me, Mum. I'm a wreck. Yes, you are. You've really stepped on the weight. Oh, thank you, Mum. Thank you for mentioning my weight. In this, my hour of need. And what are all the bags for? Oh, hello. I've left him. I'm moving back home. Oh, Kim, you've only been married 2 months. What about your wedding vows?
Good morning, Washington!
It's Melanie Griffith's Stupid Mum with Rachel
Welcome to the Sunday edition, the 13th of February 2011 edition of Dave TV for DCRTV.com. What I was showing you there, got a good, yeah, there we are. What I was showing you there was Kath and Kim. Now, Kath and Kim was a Australian TV show. Brilliant, funny show that was shown here for a short time, I believe, on Sundance Channel. And got picked up and reformatted and redone by NBC, and a terrible version of it on NBC that just wasn't funny. But the original Australian version is one of the funniest things ever made, and I highly recommend it. So if you can find it here. If you go to veoh.com and click on the Kath and Kim collection or search for it. You can also buy the DVDs on Amazon via the you get a region, whatever it is, for Australia, and watch them. You get region, I believe region 2 British type DVDs for it because they're shown in England too, and you can configure your computer to play those. Really cool show, and it's amazingly funny. And the funny thing is, the two actors that play the mother and daughter, the frizzy-haired mother and the kind of chunky daughter, bitchy daughter, they're only like a year apart in age. They play mother-daughter. Well, I highly recommend the show. It is one of those gems that almost nobody in America has seen the original British version of Kath and Kim, the original Australian version of Kath and Kim. But do watch it. It's really, I highly recommend it. Brilliant stuff. In fact, one of my friends burned me some DVDs of it. I actually recorded the version that was on the Sundance Channel a couple years ago. And they also did a really funny feature-length movie called The Kath and Kim Code, which is also on, which also was run on Sundance Channel, and I highly recommend it. And I just wanted to point out to you, a lot of people don't know this. Here's the wow, this is the new issue. Oh, no, this is last year. This is the May 10th issue of People magazine, as you can see right there. The World's Most Beautiful People. See it? World's Most Beautiful People. Open it up, and look. There I am. Can you believe that? I'm in People magazine, Most Beautiful People. Most people don't know that. Wow. The other interesting thing was how people are saying, Dave, I'm shocked. You don't have any camo on today. No camo cap, no camo pants. I have camo underwear. Always got something camo on. I was up at the Lake Ann used bookshop the other day, and I just love old memorabilia stuff. And I found in their free magazine, they have a little basket up front, out front of the store, where you can drop off magazines or take them or pick up some freebie stuff. And I found a whole bunch of these C&O Chesapeake and Ohio historical magazines. These are magnificent. They're black and white, but they have all this wonderful history about the C&O Railroad, Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad, which ran through Baltimore. Magnificent stuff. And I'm going to be spending a lot of time pouring through these. I love old radio memorabilia, but I also love memorabilia that, deals with the history of the region, the Washington-Baltimore area. There's some really neat stuff in here, and I don't know who dropped these off. They're in mint pristine condition, and I'm going to enjoy reading through these. And also some other cool magazines like the National Railway Bulletin. When I was a kid, I was one of those weirdos that went down in his basement and built a little city. We had a ping pong table, And I would, I would literally put little H&O rail tracks in little towns, and then my friends and I would come over, and then we'd have like a giant earthquake and shake the table, and the whole thing would fall apart, and we had a lot of fun back then. I was in the, let's see, looking through some memorabilia. Look at this. Found this through in the huge DCR-TV graphical archives. Area DJs picked the top 10 records for 1959. Look at this, man. This is wild. Felix Grant was on WMAL, 1959. He was one of the top DJs, and of course Felix went on to do the late night, overnight, all jazz show on the old WMAL before it flipped to a news talk format. The old WMAL used to be a full-service station. They would have news, and they had Trumbull and Core on in the morning. Not Trumbull and Core. Trumbull and Core was in the afternoon. They had Hardin and Weaver on in the morning. The great Hardin and Weaver, by the way. They were magnificent. And then they would play music during the day. Lots of cool folks were on during the day. They'd play just middle-of-the-road music and have news breaks and the whole thing. Anyhow, Felix Grant, WMAL, and his top record for November 15th, 1959 was Didn't We by Stan Getz. Then we have, let's see, the Soul Bandits on WUST 1120. Their top tune was Someday We'll Be Together by the Supremes. Okay, wait a minute. This has got to be 69. Okay, yeah. I'm looking at, this is 1969, not 59, because the Supremes weren't around in 59. Okay, we're talking about 11/15/69. The person's writing here. Yeah, 1969. Barry Richards, WHMC, 1150. Let It Bleed, the Rolling Stones. Yeah, now we're definitely 69. Jack Alix on Wheel, 1310. The Ballad of Paul McCartney. The Ballad of Paul McCartney by a group called Mystery Tour. Never heard that one. Wow, that's weird. Eli's Comin' by the Three Dog Night. Fortunate Son by CCR. Wow. The Explosion Now on Wook, WOOK 1340. They picked These Eyes by Junior Walker and the All-Stars. The Soul Brothers over at WOL 1450. Someday We'll Be Together Again with the Supremes. Someday we'll be together. Good Guys at PGC, Come Together by the Beatles. Smile Little Smile for Me by the Flying Machine. Smile a little smile for me. Nana Hey Hey, Kiss Him Goodbye, Steam. Judy Blue Eyes, CSN. Wow. Take a Letter, Maria. And over, the Action Men. The Action Men on Winx, WINX 1600. Their top tune was Come Together. Wedding Bell Blue. Wedding Bell Blues. I'm gonna marry you, Bill. My best friend at the time, this was back when I was living in New Jersey in 69, was a guy named Bill. And we joked, she wants to marry you, the lady from the fifth dimension. Ha 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 ha. Anyhow, Holly Holly by Holy Holly by Neil Diamond. So cool stuff there. And those are the top music dudes on the radio back in 1969. Some more from Dave's record collection today. The Charlatans. Ben, most people probably have forgotten. They have some really Weirdo. They have a song on here called Weirdo, which just kills. It is sick. And the Cars. This is one of my favorite Cars albums, Candy-O. Let's go, Candy-O. Cool stuff. You're the dangerous type. John Cale, a really brilliant guy. I used to hear him a lot on the old HFS. Camper Van Beethoven, which they do still occasionally pop up on DC 101. And one of my favorite bands of all time, I believe from Australia, The Church. And one of my favorite songs of all time, Under the Milky Way. I love that song. So those are some more from the C collection here. And I just wanted to introduce you to Slim. This is my glow-in-the-dark skeleton. Hi, Slim. How you doing, Slim? Slim, I think my sister, when she moved from her old house in Herndon, they were throwing away stuff before their move, and they threw all the Halloween stuff in the trash, and Slim was just sitting there in the trash can, and Mom said, we can't let them throw Slim out. So we took Slim, and we put Slim on the back wall of the garage, and Mom said that every time we pulled into the garage, she saw Slim in the back of the garage, and she said, Slim's my buddy. And Slim, of course, had a couple of old deflated balloons, and one of them just fell off. I'll have to retie it. And, Slim, party's over. We like Slim. And so I still have Slim hung up on the wall of my bedroom. And he glows in the dark, and I like Slim. He's my buddy. He's my good buddy. Anyhow, that's Dave TV for today. We're jumping back to the good old Kath and Kim. So still running. Do watch these guys. It is magnificently funny. It is brilliant.
What's Brett doing since you've left him? I bet he's lonely. I bet he's missing you. He's so good.
That's the mother there. They joke about her that she has Leo Sayre hair. She just has this permanent frizz. Funny stuff. And there's a lot of Australian jokes in it, that you might not get, but a lot of American cultural references and stuff like that. Highly recommend it. I did make a quick reference yesterday to WCAO in Baltimore back in the mid-'70s as having a country format. And it didn't back then CAO was still a top 40 station. Ron Riley was the PD, and I believe he was one of the jocks there. Ron Riley's an interesting guy. You'll see him these days. He used to be on News Channel 8. I think he still may be there. He kind of comes and goes. He does local weather, and you hear him on TOP a lot. And he used to be on the radio in Chicago. Big Boss Jock, I believe, back then. Came to Baltimore, actually. Worked in Baltimore, WCAO, in the 1970s when they were kind of out of their top 40 format in the 70s on AM stations was dying quickly. And then they flipped, I think, the country eventually by the 80s. But Ron did, I believe he did some of those Bowling for Dollar shows on BAL television. And then he came down to Washington and worked for News Channel 8 and does weekend weather and stuff like that. And you still see and hear of him a lot on the cool guy there. Anyhow, that's Dave TV for today. Don't forget to visit the site. We've got some cool up on Plus today. We just got some cool memories of the Washington Senators on WTOP television and WWDC radio. Their last season in 1971. That's it for today. Have a good one, and don't forget to stay tuned.